Hey everyone, Piwizo here. Welcome to the channel. So today I'd like to make a video about how to spot scam or fake sellers on eBay because I was making my Metazoo April eBay trends video, and I did notice that on April 2nd, like on the second item you can see down here, for $4,468.90 Canadian, another fake Kickstarter first edition Crypto Nation box was sold. One of the big indicators would be where it's sold from China, and we saw in the past months there were also another two fake boxes that were sold. So for both Metazoo collectors and non-Metazoo collectors, I think this video will be helpful just to see and how to avoid these fake listings. So the first thing that we do when we go in here is we should take a look at the seller information. So this seller information, you can see that the username is actually just a bunch of letters plus a number, and this seller only has 16 feedback. General rule of thumb is that if the seller has 50 or more feedback, then they're a more trustworthy seller. And if they have over 100 feedback, that definitely means that you can have a lot of assurance that they're not going to scam you. So let's go into this person's profile. If we go into the feedback rating section, if you click on that button, it'll actually take you to the feedback profile where you'll see the different items that are linked with the feedback they received. So if we sort by received as seller, we can see that the most recent 6 months feedback, and you can see it sorts from more than a year ago down here. So we can see that this seller sold a Ukrainian flag, which ended, sold 3 unisex couples ring, and also they sold multiple connecteur à clips pour pile. Not too sure what that is. You can't really see the items after it's been after 6 months. So any items technically, if it was there or not, if it's within 6 months, you can actually click on the link to see what the actually item looked like. So if I click here, you can see that it ended and the view original items. So this was the other fake item that they had. Yep, you can see the seller info here. And they have then all these, actually except for the first one. So you can see that the ratings were provided by accounts that also had 0 feedback. So another red flag. This one I can't see specifically, but I'm also guessing this is another one of their alternate scam accounts. So another thing that we could normally look for is that when the account was created. It doesn't apply for this one though, because this was created January 2018, but a lot of scam accounts are created very recently. And in comparison, I'll actually show you what my account looks like. Let's show you the difference between a more legitimate account and a fake account. So not necessarily all legitimate accounts will have like a banner in the background or a profile picture, but I did decide to do this for my eBay store because it adds a lot of more legitimacy, I think, towards the account and eases people from purchasing from my store. Another thing you can tell is that there is a feedback ratings with the stars over here compared to this account, which doesn't have any. And this is because after a certain amount of ratings, you'll actually, these stars will start appearing. Every time when you're a buyer and you provide a seller with feedback, you'll be able to select from 4 categories. Item as described, that just means if the item was actually what it looked like, that was delivered to you. Communication, so communication between the purchaser and seller. Shipping time, how fast the item got to you, was it within the estimated time slot, and shipping charges. This generally automatically gets a 5-star if you offer free shipping, but if you do offer shipping of any amount, this is where the buyer can rate you to see if like the packaging, the shipping quality was up to the amount that was charged from them. Another thing that you can see from more legitimate accounts is that there will be items for sale. Over here, I have 307 items. Here's 5 that are displayed here. And then for this fake account, they're no longer selling any items anymore. So that's one thing to look at regarding the seller themselves. Another thing to look at for this as a fake box or fake item is that, so this one closed as an auction. So we can actually learn a lot from what the actually bid history was. So if we go in here, so it says the item has ended, and we can see that it was sold on April 2nd, 9:36 EDT for 3,551 US dollars. The other red flag already is that Kickstarter boxes go for around 7,000 plus USD. So this being sold for like half the price is a pretty big red flag as well. So just going through the bidding history now, we can see that, so it does seem like there were a few legitimate bidders, which so this is the name that which is normally blotted out from eBay for privacy purposes, but you can see the amount of ratings they typically had. But aside from the last two people that bidded on April 2nd, you can see that all of the previous bids were from people with 0 rating or 1 rating, especially over here. You can see that this person just bid over and over, outbid himself maybe with another account. But this person bidded a lot to, in eBay and auction terms, this is called shill bidding, where you're artificially increasing the amount of a product by illegitimate means. So in this case, like we'll actually go down to the bottom of where this started. So it started at $1,050, and you can see that actually the time 31, 35, 39 seconds, 45. Am I reading this right? Yeah, look. So like every 2 seconds there was an increase in the bid. So what it looks like, why it looks like this, and there's no intervening other bidder in the middle, is for eBay you're able to put a maximum bid price that you want for an item. So let's go back here. I'll show you. You know what? Let me find a non-sold listing. So over here, so the bid amount. So you see it's 4,600 USD. But if I'm willing to pay, let's say $10,000 for a box, I would type in like $10,000 here, and then that would be my maximum bid. So with this amount, every time that someone else tries to outbid you, but it's less than $10,000 in this case, it'll show up as these type of bids. So you'll automatically outbid the other person. In this case, it was $50 increments going up. This is another tactic that scam or shill bidders use in order to make the listing look more legitimate, because like you see here, there's 58 bids, and unsuspecting buyers may accidentally click or try to join in on the auction thinking that there's been many different people that were bidding on this item. Actually, if you see previously for the $100-something, these may have been legitimate people, because for like, even if it was a fake box, it may have been worth fit for them for like up to like $100 or $200 to risk that chance of potentially getting a actual box. But that's a big gamble you want to take. But if you're in a collectibles market, you're likely a pretty big speculator too. So we're all a little bit of risk takers. And I guess the other things to take a look at is if they use stock photos. This one, it looks like they pretended to use maybe someone else's photos from a previous listing. And if you can find a previous item that was sold that has the exact same photos, likely the newer one will be a fake listing. So I hope this video was helpful in people determining fake listings from more legitimate ones. I will have my Metazoo April eBay trends video later in the month. I think that would make more sense as well, so we can review all of April for the April video. So as always, please leave a comment down below of what you think of this whole situation. Please leave a like for this video. Please subscribe to your channel. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, keep on casting, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.